All right, we're watching. I assume this is pronounced Nomajejo. Who's playing Tracer? This is Gold 2 on Midtown on PC. I lost this game, and I feel like I performed really well. I've auto-reviewed and can't figure out what exactly to do. I feel frustrated losing games like this because I feel like I'm performing really well, but I know from previous experience of climbing games, I just don't know what exactly to look for in terms of mistakes yet because I don't know exactly what to look for yet in terms of mistakes because I'm missing some sort of info. Please help. Okay, so I've seen the game. I think there's a few things. First of all, I would open by saying I think your core mechanics are really good, like significantly stronger than your level, right? Easily platinum. Arguably, I think even low diamond would not be a problem at all for your current level of mechanical skill, right? So like being able to track a target, being able to blink more or less on time, right? Being able to land pulses, etc. Way above your level. In fact, your skill is like so much better than your level that I wouldn't be surprised if you're already winning games and climbing anyway, even without any of the other advice I'm going to give you. I would be surprised if your win rate was like 50% or below. Unless you play like significantly differently, or you play other heroes that you're worse at. I would say that if you're like one trick and Tracer, you already look significantly stronger than Gold 2 for my region, right? For North America, I think you already look way stronger than the average Gold 2 Tracer by a lot. So that's good, right? So this is going to be one, another DPS video where I'm like, oh, aim. Like, I think your aim's great, right? For your level, for sure, not a problem, right? If we're like comparing yourself against like, mid to high diamond, different story. But like for your level, you are way above it, like easily 5 ranks plus above, ahead of schedule in terms of your mechanical skill. So this game, overall, you're constantly going around, you're getting kills, you're getting picks. What's kind of going wrong here? Right? Why don't you win? And for the record, the game's close, right? It comes down to one fight, right? If you win that last fight, then you guys win. So it's not like you guys got steamrolled or anything like that. It literally comes down to just one fight difference. I think there's 4 things that I want to talk about. Number 1 is positioning, right? In terms of what space should you be fighting for at this moment in time. Because I think you often take a kind of like a beeline route to try to like engage the enemy squishies as soon as possible, when sometimes that's not necessarily a good idea, and we're going to get into that. Number 2 is timing. I think especially for the first half of the game, you kind of engage in your own timing. Like you don't really care about what your team is doing, or your tank especially. You kind of engage on your own. And you're getting away with it because your mechanical skill is like better than the players at your level, so you're often able to get kills, and you're like, oh wow, that's great. But it's not going to hold up as well, especially as you keep climbing, or when the enemy team is better at supporting each other, because then you're taking like a 1v2, right, or disadvantageous 1v1, or even 1v1 even, where like it's too reliant on you just out-skilling the opposing player in order to win it. And that's not a consistent strategy to keep climbing, right? Because eventually you're going to run into players with really excellent mechanical skill, and you're going to get stuck if you don't learn how to play smarter than them, and not just simply like just, out-aim them, so to speak. Number 3, we're going to talk about risk tolerance. And risk tolerance in the sense of like, hey, look, especially when you take some chip damage, do I rewind now or do I not? Very, very important, right? It's just understanding, like, look, I can live with this chip damage versus I can't live with this chip damage. And it depends on a lot of different scenarios, right? Like, can I actually get one shot? Is there anybody on the field who can one shot me? Are we in offense or defense? What is the time remaining? What is the objective situation? What's the team situation? Like, how many players are alive? There's a lot of things that go into that. But I think it's important to think about, like, look, I think you're already thinking about it, but you make some decision where I'm like, that was a wrong call, and you're going to get punished for it, and you do. And last one is overulting, and this one's interesting because your pulses are really good. I think you land every pulse this game. I'm trying to remember if I even saw a single one that you missed, right? I think you land every pulse this game. So the issue is not pulse accuracy. The issue is when are you pulsing? And I would say even every single pulse you use, you win the fight as well. So it's not even a question of you using a pulse and not winning the fight. The question is, did you need to pulse at all? And that's kind of the bigger question, right? Because you want to optimize. Like, I think the majority of the time, if you play this game over again, like with the general skill level, I think most of the time you win this game based on your performance, right? But this game, it happens to be close enough, right, in combination with your other, kind of letdowns, that you really need to eke every little bit of value out. And you throw pulse in a situation where I'm like, I don't think I would have pulsed here because I'm actually pretty confident we're going to win the fight anyway. And I would have held pulse or waited to see like, they got another pick on my team. Okay, now I pulse, right? And it's tricky because pulse timings are tough. And also pulse is not necessarily that strong of ultimate in general, and it farms relatively quickly. But even then, I think that if you save like one of those pulses, then this game maybe goes differently. And obviously you land it when you use it. Okay. So let's watch the game. So you're going to come out poking people down, that's fine, right? You get over here. And put Sombra. I don't know why you got bubbled there. Right. So we're just going to skip ahead a little bit because nothing super interesting happens here. Could have gotten the free melee in. So you know Sombra's up top. Treasure out. Alright. Great. Excellent. Sombra makes a mistake. And now we get through top because nobody's contesting it. So, right, we should be looking right here is that there's no way that you should be going for the Moira in the situation. Okay? You could hear the Ana and you've seen the Ana earlier. You know the Ana's in play. You need to be looking to your right now. Like, you hear it right now, like, you hear the footsteps, you need to be going for the Ana. The Ana is both A, an easier target, B, has no escape, and C, is much closer to you. So for all these reasons, you need to just have better game awareness and immediately go for the Ana here. Because you got very lucky that you did not get slapped right now. Alright, you poke him out a little bit. So, one thing to note is, there is a Mei on the field. So Mei Icicle does 85 damage, and that means it does 170 when it headshots, right? And it's got a pretty large projectile size, so headshots are pretty common. So this is always a problem going back to the pre-damage changes, right? Where Mei's Icicle did 75 times 2 is 150, which would one-tap Tracer. Mei's always been a problem for Tracer. It's much better now that you can't get one-shot by the Icicle, but if you take any chip damage, like, it's a problem where you can get killed instantly without realizing it. So you have to always be aware, where is the Mei? Does she have a line on me? And am I at 170 or below? Because if so, you need to play it differently and respect her aim. So right now, she's not looking at you, so it's fine, right? But like right here, okay, she's ice blocked, fine. But here, I would rewind right away, because she could have icicled you almost immediately coming out of that block. Now, again, it feels like probably, oh, hey, I can get away with this right now. But like, I already feel like we're going to win this fight. Because remember, the Sombra died initially. This is a 5-on-4 situation. You already forced out, I think, Sleep and Grenade from the Ana and forced her out of position. There's probably been no healing on the tank for a while. You're already in good position. You don't need to take any more risks right now. So doing this is a risk. Because if you die right now, it gives their team a chance to win this fight. But if you just play slow, rewind, play safe, there's almost no way for them to win, right? Don't throw away a strong advantage by taking risks unnecessarily. But I was going to die here. You're not going to die. You rewind back. And I think you just clean up from here. Alright, great. So we got this. We go up. We know there's Roadhog in play. Roadhog sees you. So, obviously terrible hook. I would think here is... Look, he's already hooked right now. I don't know why you blink to the right, to the left. I would just start advancing this way. Because your team's pushing up right now anyway. Right? So now you just use 2 blinks, 1 out, 1 in. Versus you could use 1 of those blinks to get over here and be already ready to pressure your backline. It's like little things like that where you just be a little more efficient, right? The Roadhog's already out of play. The second this hook's thrown, he's no longer a threat to you, but you're also not really a threat to him, right? If his whole team alive and the support's there, he's not going to die here. And burning him down is not going to be a successful strategy. Just go after the backline right away, right? A better Tracer than you would have 1 more blink and be this far away from the Roadhog already. And already starting to pressure the backline. Right? That clip does nothing. Like, it literally does nothing. It's not giving you any value. I would know that everybody can hear you over here, so like don't be very careful turning the corner, because you could eat an icicle here, you could eat another hook. Hook's gonna be up right now, so you need to be very careful turning this corner. But luckily, no one's paying attention. So let's think for a second. Why did you stick the Mei? Right? So you haven't seen her use Ice Block at all. So there's a very strong chance that she's gonna block this. So why are we sticking here? You know? Like, frankly, none of these heroes are good stick targets, right? The Ana's the only person here who could possibly die to the stick, but you could maybe force something out. Like, you could force Reaper Wraithform, follow, and then stick, and then he's gonna die. Sticking the Mei right now is a waste. You force an ultimate for Ice Block, and it's not even like, oh, your team's running them over, and Ice Block's a big deal. Like, if your whole team's right here, okay, yeah, maybe this is actually gonna be worth, because your team can follow up and kill the Mei. But if your team this far away, with the cart still moving, right, the door's not even open, the Mei's easily going to get Ice Block back with no harm to her whatsoever, or harm to her position. So this is a waste of ultimate. It's a good stick, but the stick timing is irrelevant, right? The Mei has block, and your team's not pushing up. This ultimate is completely wasted. So, back to one-shots. So, Mei Icicle does 170 damage. The second I take any damage here, right now, I have to be rewinding. Because I can't, like, I know you messed with the blink here because you thought you were going to get around the edge, and I get it. But, like, the second you take any damage, you have to rewind and then blink back out, because now you're screwed. Or, at a minimum, blink this way and try to break LOS for a second, and then see what to do. Like, do I blink out from here? Do I try to get the Mega? Do I rewind? Like, you got options. But, like, this close, this is going to be a headshot at higher ranks almost every time. Like, if you don't blink here at all, I would say, in Diamond, this is a headshot 90% of the time. like it's very easy here because you're not blinking or anything, right? You're just moving a straight line backwards. This is like absolutely a kill on you every time in Diamond, and we're 7 ranks below Diamond right now, so you can't. This is like very sloppy right here. This is like the biggest mistake you've made so far by a significant margin. All right, so coming up, you're obviously frozen. You're gonna try to kill May because she doesn't have block, but like, there's not a lot you can do here. You wind back, I think this is fine. All right, Tracer, yep, you can follow the Ana. Great. So, Roadhog's up. I would note here is, depending on how many blinks I have, I can actually get aggressive right now. Because you're going to have 3 blinks right now, and when you see your Zarya moving forward like that, you can take a path to go to the left. So, I want you to think, hey, if the Zarya's here, the Zarya's going to essentially wall off the Roadhog and make a hook really difficult. Because Zarya's in his face. And clearly the Zarya's pushed up because she thinks that she can survive this hook. The Zarya's not playing there because she's not like 100 health, right, with no bubbles. I bet that if you check, she probably even has multiple bubbles. Yeah, she has 1.5 bubbles right now. So she's totally fine, right? So what I would be thinking right now is you want to go here and try to see if you can get an angle to finish off the Moira. Because the Zarya's being aggressive for a reason. It's not to kill the Roadhog, it's to kill the Moira. Because of the stagger timing, there's a possibility that, for example, you could do 1, 2, 3 blinks in, kill the Moira, and then recall. And then you continue the stagger. I think this is a good opportunity to look for that pick, because you're totally safe, right? 175, the Roadhog can't do anything to you, the Moira's low, nobody else is even out of their spawn yet. Like, you have a chance here, right? There's no bursty heroes back there if the Roadhog can't hook you, right? Moira can't do any meaningful damage. The Fair coming out, hitting you with the direct is the only thing that could be any kind of danger to you, right? But you have plenty of time here to do a triple blink and then go after, try to kill the Moira here. So Coalescence forced. Right, Zarya's gonna die, and now we have to just pause. Okay, so let's think about this. Zarya's dead. Okay? Zarya's dead, their team's spawning. It's a 4 and 5 situation. What are we gonna do right now? Well, we should probably just set up and wait, right? We can see if they get overextended and get a kill, but otherwise we're just chilling right now. You're not gonna win the fight without a tank. But why are you pushing this way? A, everyone can hear you. Like, I cannot emphasize enough, at higher ranks, everyone will immediately know that you're taking this route. At higher ranks, hearing is so good. They don't miss anything. It will be very obvious to them that you are running up here. If you're crouching, they won't hear it. But if you're running here, 100% they will hear it, and especially if you blink. But you're coming up here, luckily nobody is paying attention right now. So you get behind the team, great, you go for the Ana. So I think if the play here the whole time is to go for the Ana, I would have liked this more if you crouch walk the whole time. If you did that, I would be okay with this play, right? Trying to go after the Ana here. But I think running over there, I think was dangerous, because if I was the enemy team, I would have pinged the wall. As tank or DPS, I would ping the wall and be like, look, the Tracer's in the subway, and my Ana would be very aware that you were coming out and you'd be in danger. When you go out here, so, next tip here is when you're fighting against heroes, right? You have to learn every single 1v1. I think you already have a lot of that kind of, like, game sense already. Think of it as not just simply, hey, who can track whom until they die, but what is the rhythm of when those abilities that they have are going to be used. Now, you heard Grenade earlier, so you know she doesn't have Grenade. So you know she only has Sleep in the scenario. Let's think for a second. If she lands Sleep, what are the odds of you getting this kill? Basically 0, right? She's going to walk over to a team and she's going to be fine. If she doesn't land Sleep, what are the odds that you are going to get this kill? Pretty high, right? You have a Mega down below, and you have the Mini, and you have Recall, and you have Benefit of Surprise, and you're close. So you have like a 90% plus chance of winning this fight. All you have to do is dodge the Sleep Dart. Now, things would be different if there was another hero here, right? If bad guys, if they had, for example, the Roadhog right here, and let's say you had to force the fight because, let's say your team's losing, you really need to take the fight right now, you only have a very small window to hit that Ana before the Roadhog turns, and then you have to start worrying about hooks. But right now, with nobody else here, right, it's just you and the Ana. You have a ton of time here. So if you have time to take the 1v1, make absolutely sure to dodge the Sleep. Okay? I think what you should do here is you come up, you tag her initially, and immediately blink right now. Right now, I blink, and I keep shooting. And if she hasn't fired yet, I blink again. And if then she fires it, I can decide to take a third blink or not, right? And then you can risk it as to whether or not you think that she's going to hit it or not. But I think getting hit on the first Sleep Dart with Blink available is a mistake. This is objectively a mistake. There's a reason why you have all those blinks, right? And there's a reason why we talk about Tracer as being a resource-heavy hero, is every fight changes based on how many blinks and whether or not you have rewind available. The more blinks and the more rewind you have available, the harder you are to fight. Not using those resources puts you at a significant disadvantage. Okay? Like, it's just kind of sloppy here. You're like, oh, this Lava's not going to try to hit the Sleep Dart point blank. Yeah, she will. And at higher ranks, they'll be even better at it. Like, you'll be in even more danger here. So I think that you are like not playing this engagement out well. Continuing chasing her is a mistake, right? She's already rejoined her team. Like, her team, she's all clustered around her team. Don't take this angle. I would just go up top, right? Or go back into the subway and just chill and look for another opportunity. But double blinking in here is very scary, right? So Roadhog's gonna be right here. Better Roadhog would hook you right now. Like, don't ever be this far away from cover, especially not being able to blink to your left right away, and not expect to get hooked. So often Roadhogs at higher ranks will come around the corner, and they will simply pop the hook before they even see you, right? They will pre-fire the hook as they come around the corner, and then you'll get hooked and you'll die. So you can't sit here and be like, oh, is the Roadhog gonna hook? At higher ranks, he'll just hook right away, and you will be dead. But this right here is super sloppy. So you're gonna blink right in front of the Roadhog, and it's very lucky that he's gonna miss this hook. So I'll show you from his perspective. Right there, I would say at Diamond, you're basically always going to get hooked. Because there's nowhere to go. Like, that's the important thing, is you have nowhere else to go unless you're going to try to go back this way, right, towards him and the Ana, which is unlikely. So he understands the only spot you can go is right here. I'm already pre-aiming the spot, and this is, like, mentally, I already know where you're going to go, and this is an easy hook at higher ranks. It's very, very sloppy to try to like, get out in that situation, like, the way you did. You had to already have been out, right? I think you should never have been here to begin with, but once the Roadhog was chasing, I think I go 1, 2, and I'm out. I don't want to be messing around with the Roadhog inside of here. Right? Really, really close to getting hooked there. Like, one thing to think about is going up a rank or a division, right? Going from gold to plat. Just think that everybody is going to be a quarter second faster than you are right now. And going from platinum to diamond, everybody's going to be another quarter second faster, which is going to be half a second quicker to react than you are at your current level of play. Like, it's going to feel like oppressive at times how good enemy players are at reacting to you and targeting you down, like, very, very accurately. But yeah, do not mess around with the Roadhog. Like, he can just kill you straight up with the shotgun. Like, it hurts. The whole thing here is a bad idea. So you're going to trade out with a tank here, which in the grand scheme of things is good to trade for a tank. Well, A. B, you do use an ultimate for it, which is still, like, okay. But C, this Roadhog kind of misplays this for multiple reasons, right? Like, he misses that shot completely. This trap is never going to do anything, right? He doesn't reload at all, so he only has one shot here, so which forces him to reload down the corner. And, like, now he can take the fight, but, like, if you don't throw the stick right now, like, he could just heal, right? If he just pops vape, not even for the healing, but the damage resistance, he doesn't die. At higher ranks, or even most of the time at your rank, the majority of the time here, the Roadhog does not die, and you're either dead or like, forced to run away with no blinks and no rewinds. Like, you got extremely lucky with how this played out. There is no reason to believe that any moment in time that this was going to end positively for you as Tracer. Like, the reason why it works is because you're mechanically better. But if you weren't, like, this would be a completely, like, one-sided fight, like, and you wouldn't have accomplished anything. And to be clear, there are many exploitable mistakes that people do at your level that you should be taking advantage of. But trying to take bad 1v1s is not a good idea. So, for example, like, ego dueling a Cassidy who has, like, at point blank, who has magnetic, and just hoping that he doesn't hit it is a bad fight to take. And even if you can pull it off at your level right now, at higher ranks, you will get obliterated. So, like, you might as well learn how to better take that engagement against the Cassidy, because it's still going to work for players at your level too, right? It works against diamonds, it's going to work against golds. And think, how do I take this engage that doesn't put me in so much risk of dying? You know? And I mentioned before, like, you know, I play DPS too, right? So, like, I'll play DPS and I'll run to, like, Lucio, who just, like, zooms into my team and, like, kind of, like, pushes people around and, like, you know, plays DPS or whatever. And then I just kill them. And then they're, like, surprised. And they try it one more time and I kill them again. And then they stop doing it. And they like, don't have a backup plan because like they don't run into. I'm not saying all Lucios, right? But I'm saying like I run some Lucios who clearly were like lifelong diamond players, not like masters and like low GM players, which is a lot of what like upper diamond is now. Where like people who are lifelong like low diamond Lucio players who are playing against me, and it's like they don't even understand like how quickly they can die. I'm like, okay, well, like you're gonna like jump into me. I'm gonna, I'm just gonna kill you with or without flashbang. It's like doesn't, yeah, it's not made anywhere. With or without flashbang, I'm just gonna kill them straight up. Like it's not a reasonable strategy for them to just fly straight at me. Which isn't to say that you can't do that mechanically, or I haven't gotten diffed by Lucios, but they are significantly better and much smarter about it. They're certainly not coming straight at me and hoping that I miss them. So that's the kind of mentality here, is don't make it easy for them to kill you, right? Pick good fights, good quality fights. So over here, and this is good, right? Going after Ramatra. Probably took way too much damage. Like, if you got blinks here, like you're gonna start getting tagged. I think she already blinked right there. You're done blinking anyway. Could take a mini, but yeah, Reaper's slept. Okay, that's fine. Way too early. Way too early on the shoot. I don't know how much Overwatch experience you have, but like this is way too early to be shooting. Like you already fired off almost all of your ammo before he's out of Wraith form. Watch. So you fired 12 right there. He's still not out of Wraith form. Just now he is. So you fired off 30 of your ammo before he came out of Wraith form. Like you're way too early on that. Okay, so Grab gets popped. So this is a good opportunity to combo with Pulse if you need it, right? Or at least go after whoever is grabbed, but you don't have Pulse because you used it on the Roadhog. Again, like you managed to get the Roadhog kill, but like I don't think that's consistent. It's good clip on the Ana, right? Going after Ana repeatedly. I think this is a good idea, right? There's no way for them really to punish here. I think that she doesn't have sleep, but she doesn't have grenade, so I think this is a good follow. All right, you go after the Mei. As long as we're at 171 or above, we can mess with the way as Mei is what you want. It's only once we drop below, then we have to worry about it, right? So for example, you're in Vortex right now, and when I get tagged with Vortex, I think, okay, I need to be very careful here because the Mei could kill me. So if you blink out of this and then you finish one clipping the ram, you have no chance of dying here. 0. Because you'll be at 172. But trying to just simply strafe to the left, you're at 163. If this Mei shot is on target, you die. Right? Like, this is close. Obviously, this is a gold 2 level player, right? But if you're looking at platinum, this icicle is going to be even closer, and if it's diamond, it's very likely it's a hit. Like, this is very close to killing you right now, unnecessarily. All you do is use one blink, get out of Vortex, finish the kill on the ram, and then you could even keep chasing the Mei. Because as long as you're at 171, she cannot kill you. Right? But now that you're low, you have to grab the mini. Did you actually grab it? You did not grab it. So, grab the mini and then you can chase, right? But again, 149, she could still kill you right now. You do get hit by Kiriko. She wasn't trying to kill you, she was trying to heal Zarya. But now you're at 5, now you have to rewind. You should rewind right away. The second you hear the gasp, like pretty much all heroes, if you hear the gasp when you're critical, you pop your defense abilities right away. So if the Reaper fires one pellet into you right now, you die. Like, it's very, very lucky to not be dead there. But like, that's the stuff you're gonna get punished for, Definitely at higher ranks, but even at your current ranks, you're gonna get punished for stuff where you're just being sloppy. Like, remember when you died to the Mei earlier? Like, you should never have died to that. It's like very easy to not die if you just think through, okay, how much damage can they possibly do here and how fast can I react? If they can one-tap me, I literally can't react to that. So I have to make sure to not get in one-tap range or play from somewhere where they cannot see me. If the Mei is facing your Zarya, right, and you're on the left flank or the right flank or something like that, then it's going to be very unlikely she's going to flick and hit you with a headshot. But if you're standing in front of her, yeah, there's a pretty good chance she's going to hit it. So think about timing here, right? Your team is still pushing up. You don't want to get hard engaged here right now. You don't want to burn through all your blinks or your rewind right now because your team still needs to move up. The real fight is not happening now. It's happening 15 seconds from now. So whatever you do right now, you should take it real slow. If you want to poke them down a little bit, that's fine, right? But for the most part, they're coming out of their spawn. They're going to be grouped together. Like, you're not near any health packs over there, right? You have to get all the way back over here. So be very careful about how you take this fight. Like, zoning the Reaper here, I think is still good value. Just don't go crazy. Like, I don't know why you're trying to think about going anywhere else, right? Like, the fight's gonna happen right here. Your team's already pushed up. You certainly don't need to be going up the elevator. So just play out here, right? Zone the Reaper. The Reaper's gonna be like, oh, I don't want to go this way because Trace's here. The Reaper goes this way. Great. Now you have an avenue to go attack from the side. I think you're just wasting time right now. See? Little details, right? Think about it. When you were over here, Reaper comes out, and then you're gonna zone the Reaper. Okay, I feel like you think there's a path back here that the Reaper can take, but there isn't. Right, the side door leads only to here. I feel like that's what you're looking for, but like knowing the map is important. But if you're here just zoning the Reaper's never able to make it up to here. And this might not seem like a big deal, but it's a massive deal to Reaper. Reaper from this distance does like 10 DPS. Reaper from this distance does like 80, 90 DPS to the Zarya, right? Reaper at this distance does 200 damage to the Zarya. So, like, zoning the Reaper is very meaningful right now. Alright, Wraithform Forced. So, one thing you can think about is, like, if you want to try to go out there and stick, but you haven't seen Suzu yet, I think, unless we've heard it. So, it's not a good idea. I'm just noting that there's a possibility. But you generally know what the enemy lineup is, okay? So think about it in terms of space. So the enemy team, I'm using red for enemy team, even though the color, I hate the way the colors are flipped. So the enemy team controls, actually, this area out here, okay? This is all their area. So where do we want to be attacking? Well, you have this angle, right, as kind of option number 1. This is a terrible one. All right, you have this angle as option 2. You have this angle as option 3, and then you have this angle, right, as option 4. Well, 4 is off the table because you're not set up for it, right? You obviously don't want to triple blink over to the other side to the Mega just to try to use it. Like, if you could set up earlier, that would be perfectly fine, but right now you don't have that option. Option number 1 is okay, but the thing is you're relatively far from the Mei, and the Ana and the Mei can both see you, so you can conceivably die there and or not get a lot done. 2 gets you much closer to the Mei. That's certainly dangerous for the Mei, like you might force out block, but again, she's going to get healed up, so not necessarily great value. Option 3, hopefully you recognize, that's what we're looking for right now. And that's what happens when the Reaper leaves, is now you get the chance to rotate for free behind them and then go after the Ana. That's the general idea that you're going to be looking for right now, is try to rotate out. So this was bad, okay? So the Ana is not looking at you at all. She's clearly not aware, and she's 181 health right now. Okay, so she's a 190, 203 right now. You're gonna start shooting. Let's see how much damage you do to her. So, you just fired half of your ammo, and you just did 9 damage to her? Right? And there's the rest of your clip. So she was at 203, and now she's at 174. So you just gave up your surprise, and whole clip for 29 damage. That's not good value. Right? Like, this, you can't be doing. And it's easily preventable. It's not like an aim issue per se. You're just engaging from way too far away. Like, you as Tracer, you can't be shooting people from this far away unless all you're trying to do is get them to turn. But like, I have a good opportunity right now. I don't need to make them turn. I can get a kill. If you want to double blink here and try to get the kill on it, fine. I still think that's kind of dangerous. I think that if anything, you want to double blink here and try to use the edge here and try to play Ring Around the Rosie and see if the Mei reacts / what the Ana does. I think that's probably your best option. But like, if you're gonna do this, don't start shooting from this far away. It's like rare because most of the time you don't do stuff like this. But like, this was a huge error right now, right? And like, I cannot emphasize, like, this is just sloppy, like, positional work in terms of like how you chose to take the engage and like the angle and shooting from way too early. I also think your sleep is late. Your rewind is late. You would have been just in time. You'd have been just in time to dodge it. Like, extremely close. Well within the realm of latency, like, might have caused you to die here. And now that recall is forced, now you can't do anything, right? Okay, now you're just hitting the ramp, but like, that's not gonna do anything. Now you have to force a fight, and now you don't have rewind. So now you're super in trouble. If the Mei lands a headshot, you die here. If the Mei lands a body shot, you're nearly dead. And you have no options right now. So you die, and you kill the Ana. Is it worth? You might think, oh, well, I traded DPS for support. I don't think that's necessarily a good trade. Okay, I think that it's roughly a neutral trade, right? If you think of it in chess terms, it's like trading a rook for a bishop. Sorry, no, a bishop for a knight. A bishop for a rook would be a good trade, but it's like roughly even. You know, it depends on some situational factors of like roughly even value trading here. But there's a thing we're forgetting here. They have close spawn. You don't. You have very far spawn all the way over here, which means trading 1-for-1 is bad. Okay? On offense, when you don't have spawn advantage, you do not want to trade 1-for-1. Okay? That is bad. That is really bad because all it does is delay and waste time. right? If your whole team is just trading out 1-for-1, you're just constantly not going to get anything done, even though kills are happening, because your team will constantly have to keep waiting for you to come back to get anything else, to make anything else happen. So trading 1-for-1 here is bad, and it was unnecessary because you had all the tools set up initially before you did this engage. Right now, you could have done it. Or like you could just be more patient, right? Use 2 blinks over here, right? Tap there, right? Ran over here, and then what would happen? Diana turns around, looks for you, and she probably walks away from the doorway. May turns, looks for you, right? Probably not looking at the front. All of a sudden, it's a 4v3 for your team in the front, and you haven't even killed anybody. All you're doing is being annoying. And as long as you keep jiggle peeking, you're like, hey, look, is Diana looking at me? Oh, she's still looking at me? All right, I'll jiggle this way, like tap May, tap Diana, tap May, tap Diana. Okay, they're busy with their team. All right, now I come out and now I do something. Like, that's the concept of being like annoying without necessarily needing to get a kill. I think you're spoiled by how often you can get a kill, that you're exclusively looking for kills here. Which is, I mean, it's still good, obviously, to be looking for kills, but sometimes you can't get it. And you understand, how do I gain value even when people don't die? At higher ranks will be very, very hard to kill supports on like a first engage. Like, it's no support gets to like Diamond Plus, like these days at least, without being extremely good at staying alive. Like, nobody dies on the first push unless something really unusual happens. Certainly not after the beginning of the game, where you don't know what the heroes are. Alright, so that's Reaper. Right, great. Kill Diana. Oh, yes. Okay, so Ana's here. So we're in good position right now, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heroes. Literally, the only way we can throw this is by dying. All we have to do is not die, right? Not die. That should go through your head right now, right? When we talk about risk versus reward, this is not a time where we need to risk anything, because high risk gives us very little reward here, right? All we have to do is stay alive. In fact, literally just sitting out here, right, or sitting right here, almost guarantees that you win. The only way to lose this fight is if you die. So just stay alive. Do not take any risks. Play slow, right? That's fine. So Ram goes up. Okay, fine. If you want to go up and stick him, rewind, that's fine too, right? But like, okay, well, there's the Kiriko, right? So Zeus is forced, but the problem is she's still swift step. But fine, we got a kill. Good. So that's another dead. Now there's a Ram. So now we can go out there, and then we die. So remember what I said, the only way to lose this fight is if you die. Literally, the only way to lose this fight is if you die. You didn't even need to get a stick here. Like, you don't need to, like, literally, without pulse, this is still a 1 fight. Like, this is like a 90% plus 1 fight if you just don't die. Don't even worry about the pulse. Like, just work down the Kiriko or whatever, and you're fine. But you see you're going to get low here at 161, right here, and there's a key thing that you missed, is the footsteps. Right there, you hear the footstep, that heavy footstep of May. You might have heard it earlier, but my sound's up at 30% for the replay view. But like, you heard it right there, I immediately rewind. Why? Because we're at 161, right? Which is less than 171, which means we can get 1 tapped here. And you were just like, oh, I'm good here. And then you die. And it seems like, oh, what's the odds that May hits a shot? I don't know, it's not that hard a shot, right? May Icicle, like, projectile size is like massive. You're just running in a straight line, she just taps you. Like, this is what I'm trying to like help you like understand here. It's like, look, just stay alive. Look how low the Ram is, right? The Ram is so low. All you have to do is stay alive, right? Just burn the Kiriko, play it safe, right? Then after the Kiriko dies, like eventually she'll swift step forwards because she'll be like, oh god, I'm gonna die to the Tracer. She's gonna swift step forward, kill the Kiriko, kill the Ram, and you walk through it, right? May comes out, you blow her up, right? She ice blocks, right? Then she comes out of it, dies, and it's it. It's over. Like, even with Reaper Death Blossom, it's fine. Like, it's not a problem for you. But, like, right here, like, this small mistake of not rewinding right away and not, like, obviously you couldn't stay back here because of the pulse on explosion, but not rewinding right away, not remembering, hey, May Icicle Headshot's been a problem for you all game. And just eating it right now, you should have known the May responding, you heard the footstep, you had all the information you knew to play that extremely safe. And again, you did not need to force this fight to get that stick. Okay? Now, on average, I still think you've done enough here to be able to win the fight. But again, sometimes things go away, right? Like, sometimes the other team makes plays too, right? Oh, Reaper's over here, he kills a soldier. Somehow they're going to stall enough here. Yeah, Mate's back out, throws ulti, and then now they're, your team's not able to take it. So, it happens sometimes. That's ultimates are very powerful. All right, we got plenty of time here. So now we get to talk about positioning. So let's think, where are we trying to go? As every single, especially like DPS heroes, you're trying to find a spot to play which is good for you, right? Where you can get things done. And as Tracer, that often means very close corners, hopefully near health packs, hopefully you have access to the backline. That's what you're looking for. So if we look at this in terms of, hey, what's the space that we have available to us? Well, the Rhine and the Mei are blocking off this space because we're not good against either one of those heroes. Okay, Rhine has a ton of armor. We do like basically 0 damage against armor. For Mei, like we have the constant threat of icicles. She can conceivably wall us off. She can just slow us. If she's having trouble hitting us, she can just slow us with the spray. Like it's very, very annoying. So we don't want any of that space, or rather, we don't want to try to take any of that space away from them because we can't. Like we don't have the ability to do so. Even with teammates, like we don't really have the way to forcing the Rhine out of position. So what we're looking for here is at some point our Zarya is going to have to walk forwards, and then we ourselves are going to be able to use that opportunity to do something. Most likely the Zarya is going to engage with the Rhine and the Mei, and we take that opportunity to try and take other space. So this space right here is quite strong for Tracer, right? Because how can they force you off of that spot? Symmetra can't do it, right? Symmetra's not going to be able to force you off of that, especially with the Mega here, right? The Ana's not going to be able to force you off of that. And the Kiriko's not going to be able to force you on that. Like, Moira probably could, but Kiriko not necessarily consistently. Now, I'm not saying you rush in right now in a 1v3 situation, but I'm saying at some point when the fight engages in earnest, then we can find that opportunity to take this and use that to go start attacking, right, the backside over here. That's the general idea, is wherever the main fight's happening, we want to be elsewhere, right? That off angle, that flank, etc. So right now, you're waiting for your team to set up, that's fine, right? Go over here. I would also note that because you're up top, you have the option of going this way as well. This is fine because you can actually bypass them. So if you want to take this and use the Mega over here as an option, that's also totally fine. But the most important thing here is you don't want to be engaging the Rhine and the Mei. But why are we going over here? Is it to stop the Rhine and the Mei? Because it's not going to stop them. Like, even if you're hitting your shots here in the Mei, this isn't going to stop them. There's no way a Rhine and a Mei come around the corner, see Tracer, and be like, oh, I better pull back. Right? They're going to see this and be like, oh, let's move forwards. Like, we're about to force rewind out because this is insane. Right? There's no reason you should be doing that at all. And now you've forced out 2 blinks, and now you're out of position. And now we're back in. But, like, what's the plan here? What, are you going to shoot the Rhine? Like, you don't do any damage. And now rewind is forced. So now we've wasted all 3 blinks and our rewind, and we're not even full health. And we accomplished nothing. Your team does not need you to fight the Rhine and the Mei. Okay? Always think of it from perspective like, what does my team need me to do to win? Your team needs you to go after the Ana. In particular, the Ana, right? But anybody else who's out of position, then you can, like, besides really the tank, you can blow up, great. But in particular, the Ana. You wasting your time fighting the Mei is bad, because you're on offense and you need to get something done, right? Clock is ticking. This is all a waste of time. Again, you're right here with the Mei, but like, this is not a great fight for you. See? And now you're forced back out again. Now you blew through all three blinks. And for what? What did you force? You didn't force wall? You didn't force block? Nothing. Right? No, you didn't force Suzu? Like, nothing. The Mei here is winning this fight by keeping you out of this engagement. And granted, you may say, okay, the Mei's got health pack and the Mei's got support. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's for, right? That's also what defensive advantage is for, is they always have closer lines of reinforcement than you do on offense. So don't take this fight. Like, this is not the fight that you need to be having, right? Get over here when this fight's happening, and then use this opportunity, right, to take this Mega and play here. Because what's the Sim gonna do if you start pressuring this angle? You think the Sim's gonna climb up here and try to fight you when you have a Mega? I don't think so. Right? I think you're going to blow up the Sim, and the Sim's going to have to pull back. And when the Sim pulls back, what's going to happen? The Ana's going to have to pull back too, because she can't stay here, right? Because she knows, hey, look, you can keep chipping her down. You can use the subway and push this way. Like, it's really dangerous for her to stay here once you clear this line. And when you clear this line, what's going to happen is the Ana's going to have to retreat backwards, which gives your team better angles. All right? So I want to demonstrate what that looks like. Okay? So from you, right, as Tracer, you get over here, right? You put pressure on the Sim. That causes the Sim to have to pull back, right? Then what do? You use this to pressure the Ana this way or this way, and what does that do? That forces the Ana to go further back. Well, where's the Ana going to go from here? the Ana's probably going to go all the way back to this doorway, right? And play like this side or this side. Let's imagine that she plays here, right? Because then she can't get chipped by you as easily. So she plays over there. That means the Rein here is going to get totally abandoned unless the Rein pulls back as well. Because the Ana can't see him, right? Here, the Ana has good LOS. The Ana can see the Rein all the way out here. But here, the Ana's LOS is going to be clipped right here by the corner. This is how you manipulate the enemy team to go backwards, right? Which is good when you're on offense, right? The whole goal is to push them backwards so the card can advance. This is how you manipulate the enemy team to go backwards without ever doing a single point of damage to the tank. If you force the supports backwards, the tank, especially the Brawl tank, must go backwards as well, or else they will not get any support and then they will die. So that's the general idea here, is that we gotta get something done. Now, you could do the same plan from the left side, but the problem is the Mei is doing a really good job zoning you, right? She's controlling that entire left line of attack, so you can't get anything done, which is fine. Like, the Mei can't be everywhere, but you can be, right? As a Tracer, you have so much more ability. Stop trying to take this fight right here. You're just wasting time off the clock. This fight started at 2:22. You've blown the last 30 seconds doing nothing. So once again, what are we trying to do right now? Okay, we chipped the Mei for 100 damage. 100 damage right now, okay? Now what? We take a body shot, and now we're in one-shot range, and now with rewind. Does this look like you're winning? That, like, you look at this fight, you think, oh, I'm playing really well against this Mei. No, obviously not. Like, you're not doing anything here to force the Mei back. And simultaneously, you're blowing through all of your abilities, right? Especially your long cooldown rewind, and getting nothing done. And this is not what your team needs of you. Your team is not like, oh god, this Mei all the way in the flank, that's who we need you to focus. No, your team wants you to just take out the Ana. You take out the Ana, and the whole team's gonna fall apart. So like this is all big waste of your time. So Kiriko, luckily, just jumps in front of you. I mean, like, you're very lucky here that like no one really reacts to this. Because like honestly, the Mei should know. If I'm the Mei, I don't step backwards here because my tank's nanoed. Like, we're definitely moving forwards right now, not backwards. So if I'm the Mei, I'm playing here, and you would never have gotten this clean engage on the Kiriko, right? You see how far back the Mei is playing? This is bad, because the Zarya here is going to die. Like, you just wall off and it's over. But if I'm here, you never get a clean engage, and I force you back again. So you are very lucky, because at this level of skill, the opposing team is not playing particularly well, and you get that kill. Now, this kill ultimately matters for nothing, because your team has already lost 2 heroes, right? These 2 are already dead. And you might say, oh, it's not my fault they died. I mean, not explicitly, but the fact that you're taking so long to get something done is hurting your team because you're not adding any value. The Mei's able to hold her position the whole time, and you're not getting anything done. But if you're able to pressure the right side, maybe the fight changes and it's different, right? That's the whole thing about attack. Is like, you are against the clock. You need to get something done, right? Right now, you're not doing anything. By the way, the way that I talk about, like in terms of like attacking the flame going up the backline, that applies to basically every single map, right? Every single map where it's possible. There's some maps where it's like basically not. Havana Last Point comes to mind as like a really painful one to try to flank on. But like basically all the modern maps, like there's always like flank routes to get to the backline. So you do the deep blade cam. So now we see, okay, now we're sort of in a good spot, but we're not here at a good time, right? Because you see if the Reinhardt's not even engaged. Like if the Reinhardt's like fighting here with the Zarya, okay, fine, right? But you see that you only 2 teammates over here. They don't really have great LOS, and you have 1 teammate who's still coming up. So you're engaging very early. And sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's not, and you'll get forced out. If you're forced to blink or rewind out of this position, you've lost. Like you 100% made a mistake. But regardless, you can see, hey look, the good opportunity out here, we chip down the Ana, and once again we can see that you do not respect the opposing team's aim, okay? As soon as the sleep goes, I blink. Why take a risk? A blink here means I definitely do not get hit. If I get hit here, then the Mei walks up and just icicles me in the face and the head, and then like melees me and I die, right? Or I get tagged by the Ana and die. Why take the risk here? You have blinks. Use the blinks, right? You blinked anyway. All right, Mei here is low. Okay, great. You try to get the Ana. Okay, fine. Yep. So you can see the Mei is still low, right? You saw that she was purple, but I think she gets healed really quickly right now. Oh, Kiriko comes in. Okay, that's fine. Yep, go for the Ana, that's fine. You could have gotten the melee kill right there. So now, right, think about by risk. Normally, you can't just run up and melee her because sleep is a problem. But she doesn't have sleep. You know, because you saw her use it. So you had time here to go up and try to get the kill. Because there's no risk here. So remember what I mentioned earlier. It's like, look, Mei Icicle, 171, right? I have to be 171 or above to not die to Icicle Headshot. Are you 171 or above? You are! which means you can take a risk right now to get the melee and then rewind right away. So, like, this is a kill if you had slightly better mechanics. I understand why you pulsed. Obviously, like, you missed everybody, but like, I think it's an understandable pulse, and it would have been a good opportunity because Susan's been forced, Icebox has been forced. If you landed, it's a good one. Now in trouble, we rewind. One thing I would note here is you'll notice that nobody is dying right now. And the reason why nobody is dying is because there are 3 people here, 2 of them being supports, all keeping each other alive. Right? And you might think, oh, I'm keeping 3 people occupied. Why is nobody dying? Like, shouldn't my team be doing something? Let's rewind here and let's look. Remember what I mentioned earlier is that you're engaging too early? How is your team going to get any kills out here? Right? Like, the team's up here, the Reinhardt's zoning everybody. See? Reinhardt's really good at this because he's very tanky and he's got a shield. So, like, your team doesn't really have the opportunity to shoot anybody. Like the soldier can't see anyone right now until right now, just briefly. Right? And now you should be looking for the Ana, right? And he tries. Like, he's going for it. But, like, there's a very small window here. If you engage, not when you did, but, like, 5 seconds later, the soldier has time here to get a kill. And this is what I mean by the timing matters so much. So much. And, like, that's, like, the little thing we're missing, right? Because, yeah, you do a lot here, but you're just going a little too early before your team is really ready to do anything about it, right? Now, if you're going to get in, now's a good time to go, right? When your team's, like, forcing back, especially when the Ryan's backing up. Right now, this is the best time to go. Because when the Ryan's backing up, it means he thinks he can't hold that spot anymore. He's going to back up and give up the corner. That's going to open up the angle for your soldier to get a kill. So, like that, like little things, that's the big deal. When people are like, oh, my team's not helping. The team's not helping because they can't help, right? Because at their skill level or whatever's going on, they're getting zoned or getting chipped or whatever it is, and you're going too early. I would obviously note right now is, hey, risk versus reward, right? What's my job right now? My job is not to get kills anymore. My job is to stay alive. I've already blown through all my cooldowns. My team's pushed in. They just killed the Mei. All I need to do is live. All I need to do is live. Okay? Sims here, just blink away. Blink away, try to stay over here, try to get cover, right? Try to get healed. That's your only goal right now. Trying to one-clip the Sim right now at point blank is a terrible idea. You had a blink. You had a blink. You didn't need to take the fight, right? Even just blinking this way might have saved your life. This is sloppy, right? Once again, like, you're dead here, and, like, what's gonna happen, right? Now ultimates get popped, grab gets popped, but, you know, I think they're still gonna be able to hold this because Sim's supercharged. How do they manage to use this one? Oh, another Mei ulti. Oh, does Zarya, Zarya jumps into it? Oh my god. It doesn't matter. She still wouldn't be able to do it because the Ryan just could have just held shield there and. Like, you're not gonna be able to do this, right? And this is what I mean by spot advantage. Like, you might think, hey, look, it's 2 of us against the Ryan. Maybe you'll even kill the Ana here, but you still can't do it because they're gonna respawn, and then it's just gonna get worse and worse, right? Now there's 3, now there's 4, and like, yeah, your team's finally getting back. But a note here on the sleep. Remember, at the start of fights, think of their abilities and get ready to dodge the first one, right? Whether it be flashbang or it be sleep or whatever. Or Helix Rocket, think to dodge the first one. Once they've committed that and missed, then you can do whatever you want. But you go right here, you gotta dodge this. It's so easy for the Ana. You just don't respect their aim. You're just running in a straight line. Does that look hard to you? Like, when you look at it, do you think, oh, there's no chance that Ana will hit that sleep? I look at this and be like, this is very straightforward. You're literally running in a straight line. You just don't think she's gonna land it. Or you're not reacting fast enough, right? Which is also a problem. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to react to this because you know it's coming. It's not like she suddenly teleported to you and slapped you, right? You see her the whole way. Like, you're definitely tracking. Like, you know she's got it. You know she came out of spawn. She has to have sleep right now. There's no reason to get slept here. Alright. So that's offense. Alright, to get in the back line. Lamps force, great. Oh, kill Lamp first. Rewind, messing around. This is a good example where, like, the mechanics of the opposing team are just, like, so bad. Like, neither one of them turns or tries to deal with you at all. Like, they're not able to hit shots. This is just bad. Like the auto miss is another sleep dart there. It's rough. Yeah, I mean, like, you get away with this because they're just not very good. Alright, I agree with being patient here, but Echo spots you. Don't forget, you don't never grab it. There's a mini right here. Not that you should grab it right now. Well. How many did she land here? With only 2, I think I blink forward and just get the mini. And save the rewind. Now she's gonna get it. But nobody helps her. Because somehow nobody helps this Echo, despite the fact there are 2 supports here. Like, this is stuff that you get away with because the other team is so bad. Like, there's 2 supports right there. Like, it's... Oh, man. Like, 1 dart here completely changes that. So, let's think for a second. Did we need the stick here? Did we need to use Pulse? You were to kill the Echo. You killed the Echo, you're full health, you could see the Zarya's only got a third of her health left, despite the fact that 2 supports are healing her, which means it's pretty likely that she's going to get burned down and killed here. I'm not throwing Pulse! I think this fight's won. Like, if you look at this fight right now, do you think, hey, are we going to win or lose this fight? I think there's like an 85-90% chance that this fight is won. I'm not throwing Pulse right now. Because why? Why would I throw Pulse? Like, the fight's already won. And like, yeah, you stick it, but like, it's not going to make a difference. Like, you're not going to win this fight. Or rather, you're not going to lose this fight. And like, let's say, hey, look, something crazy good happens, then you can stick after that if you need to. Now, there's an element of risk, right? If this was overtime, right, and this is their final push and they have 10 seconds left to get to the point, yeah, stick it, obviously. But right now with 4 minutes, right, with 3 minutes left on the clock at this point in time, I know there's going to be more fights, okay? There's going to be like 5 more fights in this game. I don't need to take this fight from 85 to 100% certainty, so as much as I need to make sure the next fight, which starts at 50-50, we have a good chance of winning that one. Right? Think of it that way. Back to, when you see them, think of the first ability they're going to use. You know the Echo's here. What's the Echo going to use? It's going to be stickies. Just blink first, then take the fight. Alright, now you have to rewind. So, Chunk sees you. Echo's too far, right? You see how little damage you're doing? It's not an aim problem. You're just too far away, right? There's too much spread, too much damage fall off. Just go out here and look down. Because you know the Junkrat was back here looking for you, so just go out here and look down and go for the Ana. But you get chipped now. Oh, you do get this mini. Now you have to rewind. I honestly would have rewound just right now. At 50 health, it's too dangerous to go out here. When you're on defense, right, it's all about stalling for time, right? You want to minimize your risk as much as you can. You don't need to take risks. Like, getting a pick is not nearly as important as staying alive. Compared to when you're on offense, it's different. Especially when you're close spawn here, I'm doing everything I possibly can to get a pick. Because I have to take risks on offense to get anything done. But here, coming out, walking out this window with 50 health and not expecting you to die is a big risk. Because now you're around, you have 82 health, and you have no rewinds. So, spooky. So, everyone's purple. It's great. And we're gonna kind of finish them off here. So you have to rewind right now. Remember, gasp, rewind. And like, you have time for it. Like, you definitely have time for it. Right there. Like, I can hit it on track the second I hear it. Right? The second I hear it, I pop it. That has to be the instinct if you want to get in the higher ranks. Okay? The second you hear the gasp, you see on the outside of your screen, like it all goes red, you have to pop it right away. Alright, coming out here, Lucio's messing around with you. You're at 40 health right now. This Lucio's wrecking you. Just rewind. Just rewind right now. Like, if you rewind, the Lucio dies. How could he beat you? Right? How could he beat you with half health? If you just rewind, you can kill Lucio. But you try to re-engage here because you're like, oh, this Lucio's not going to be able to do 40 damage to me? Right? Like, literally, if he just melees you, you die. Like, which actually is what he does. He also hits a shot, I think. What? This is so sloppy. Like, what was going through your head here when you're like, oh, Lucio does no damage? Like, literally 0 damage, I'm not going to die? This is so sloppy. right? So sloppy. Like, this is the stuff that really holds you back, okay? Like, when we talk about more advanced stuff like the positioning, etc., like that stuff definitely are things you need to learn. But sloppy deaths like this one, this is really bad. You had so much time to react to this too, right? Like, you're out here, you're in cover, just rewind. Just rewind, get the full health back, and then kill him. You're just like choosing not to use tools. Alright. So, this is, grab is kind of insane. I don't know what your Zarya is thinking here. Almost hits one. Terrible grab no matter what. But yeah, obviously nothing you could do about that. I would note here is, if you had not died earlier, you would be in position right now. Well, actually, you're actually here right now. So this is actually kind of a weird choice. I don't know why you're going over here. This is not a place where Tracer sets up. Right? I think playing over here was totally fine. I think if you want to play somewhere over here, that would be fine too. But, like, fights are going to happen out here. Being all the way out here is no good. Like, see how you're over here right now, like, just coming forwards, and now you only have one blink. Like, this is really bad. Now, granted, you have no idea the Zarya is going to grab, but, like, you need to be in position to, like, actually try to assist, right, with whatever the situation is. Because if you're out here, right, you throw that quick pulse, right, it pops the bubbles, and maybe you guys get at least one kill out of this. Granted, Suzu probably would have canceled it either way, but, like, not being ready is important, right? Because your teams are always going to make mistakes, just like you do, right? Your teammates are going to make mistakes. The important thing is, can you cover up for it? I will note right now, number one, you know there is a Bastion in the game. Number two, you know the Bastion's very close because you can hear him shooting. Like, you can hear him shooting right now. So when you come down, okay, grab his pop, you know you lost your tank, you know you have to trade out to give yourself any chance of winning this fight. You have pulse, this is the moment, trade out for it. So who do we pulse here? Do we pulse the Zarya? No, that's not gonna do anything. Do we pulse the Lucio? I mean, if we could, but it's really hard. Do we pulse the Echo? Well, I don't even know exactly where the Echo is, somewhere at the front. Hard to see her from this angle. Do we pulse the Kiriko? Tough to land, she might have Swift Step as well. But we just pulse the Bastion. There's no way you're gonna miss the pulse in the Bastion, right? One blink over, pulse the Bastion, right? Shoot him a little bit, rewind. And that's it. Why, when I'm looking right now, am I going for the Kiriko? Just pulse the Bastion. It's not like before where it does 30% damage reduction. Now it only does 10. So, like, your pulse bomb's gonna leave him with, like, I don't know, 25, 35 health? Like, it's, like, no health whatsoever. Like, you just straight up kill the Bastion here. Right? And then you die to this. So, you get stuck right now. You need to rewind. And it's tough, right? Obviously, like, reaction times, like, this is like a little harder than before. I think the Lucio one was egregious. I think this was more understanding, but like, you saw it fly in, you hear it stick, you immediately pop rewind. I would get the Mega, right? Just get the Mega so you can stay. You really want to hold this angle if you can. Because now once you go over here, you're leaving. But there's no reason to do that, right? Like, they don't really have good tools to deal with you and force you out. Just get the Mega. Keep getting the Mega and staying here is so strong. But look how long you're out of the fight. Like, your Zarya's forced to fight like a 4v1 right now because you're not able to do anything. Now you finally come back. That was a super long time for you to rotate. Like, think about it. Starting from right now, right? So you could have just gotten the Mega right now and been back in the fight. So let's start counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 whole seconds to go by, and you could have held that time by just getting the Mega and coming back. And you still would have gotten the kill. Alright, work here, go down. Right, 130, she can't kill me with headshots, no problem, keep fighting. Yeah, this is good. 85, yeah, rewind right away. Alright, she's gone, fine, that's fine. Yep, leave. If you don't know all the damage values in the game, you should. I know that's like an enormous ask, but like as Tracer, you really need to know. Like, if a Zarya's firing, or a Pharaoh's firing a rocket at you, and you have 121 health, do you live or do you die? It makes a massive difference, right? The amount of plays you can make when you know, hey, it's mathematically impossible for it to kill me is a big deal. And then understanding damage breakpoint changes, like for Mercy and Zen, is important as well. So Echo's here, this is a great fight for you. I would say, yep. I mean, she just misses the first sticky, but I think that you should actually be blinking right now during your reload, right? Because you see you take 90 damage right there. But Echo dies, great. I agree, or what? Oh, it was Lucio that died. Echo dies, okay, great. Alright, we're gonna go down. You're 98, this is extremely dangerous. You drop down, one headshot, you're dead. There's no way you can dodge this. You can't rewind in time. Like, you're point blank. One kunai here, you die. Like, you would be super careful while pushing this. Right? She's dead. Let her go. That's fine, right? Work somebody else down. Even drop down here and play with the Bastion. The Bastion's not gonna be able to quickly kill you here. Like, you can just drop down right now and keep forcing the fight against the Bastion. But dropping in front of her face right now, this is how you die. Like, we've already seen it over and over and over again. Where you drop in front of people's faces, you don't expect them to hit the shot. It's actually not that difficult for her to hit a kunai right now. This is a kill. At higher ranks, you just die right now. Like, there's no reason for her to even swift step. She's not low. Right? Like, right now, she's at 201 when you step in. You cannot kill her. There's no way. Like, unless you have magical aim, there's no way you're one-clipping her right now. If I'm the Kiriko, I immediately take this fight with you. I'm thinking kill. I'm not thinking I'm in danger. I'm thinking I'm going to kill you. And, like, that's the difference between, like, a better player and a worse player is understanding, like, no, you think you have the advantage, but in fact it is me, the defender, right? The one being hunted here that is actually really the hunter. Alright. So, let's think for a second. What do we know about the situation? So we'll rewind back. Lucio's dead. Great. So that's one. So we're in a 5-4 situation. Work the Echo down. So Echo's dead. So we're in a 5-3 situation. Right? Bastion ulti went off. Killed our Bastion. Okay. So we're in a 4v3 situation. So we force the swift step. It's still a 4v3 situation. I see my Zarya's healthy. I see all my teammates are healthy. I see that they're pushing back. Are you sticking right now? I'm not sticking. Why would I stick? Like, if you look at this fight, does it look like your team is going to lose? No. Your team is in great position right now. Right? It's a strong 4v3 situation. You have pylon set up already. Their tank is low. All this information, like, you knew. You knew before you threw this stick. Now, you might not be able to process all of it, like, at game speed. But, like, that's what I was able to do, right? Just from having, played a ton and just, like, being used to playing a high-level play. I know I don't need to use ultimate right now. I'm pretty sure we're going to win this. And again, if like, something crazy happened and, like, Bastion kills somebody with sticky grenade or something, then I can pulse him later. Like, I can pulse the Bastion anytime I want. I'm not going to miss the pulse of the Bastion, right? So, like, I don't need to worry about trying to force this right now. Right? And now Kitsune gets popped. Because your teammates also make mistakes. Your teammates like, oh god, are we gonna win this? I don't know. You're gonna win this. Like, if I was the Zarya, I'd be furious right now. Why did we pop Pulse, and then why did we pop Kitsune? This is crazy. Like, the Kitsune's even more egregious. So, now that you threw Pulse, you gotta get up there and start farming Pulse again. Like, I don't know why you're playing so conservatively. After you get this last kill, right? I'm going up. I'm going up right away, right? Take high ground or even go underneath and start farming anybody you can, right? Torb, etc. As long as you don't get below one-shot range, you cannot get killed. Like, go up and start farming Pulse ASAP. Like, there's no need to sit on the cart. They don't have, like, a Sombra or something that can backcap it, and you got your supports back here anyway. Go up and farm Pulse. Farm Pulse. Farm Pulse. Farm Pulse. This is all a waste of time. You need to go up and you need to farm Pulse. Because there's a minute left. I could definitely farm Pulse in a minute. I'm not saying guarantee will, but you definitely could farm Pulse in a minute, and that's what you get to see. Like, cause you get the Pulse, right? All right, Bastion's dead. So turret's a problem. Okay, so now turret's gonna lock out some of your space, right? Obviously, Torb strong against Zarya, or sorry, strong against Tracer. Looking for an angle. So this is a great moment where, like, hey, look, Pulse makes a difference, even with beat, right? You blink through, right? Pulse them, sit in the back, focus down the Torb or Lucio, whatever we angle, right? Torb's gonna be easiest, right? Pulse, it's gonna blow through. You're gonna get a kill here, even through beat if you pulse here. But you don't have Pulse because you wasted it, right? And now they grab you back. And that's it, right? Like, it doesn't even require skill here. Like, they're grabbed. If you just had Pulse here, right? Double blink through, throw Pulse, right? Sit in the back, right? Here, or just rewind back if you have to, and that's it, right? Getting caught in the grab is also a problem, but, like, I wouldn't worry so much about that. I think that's like the least of your worries. So I'm going up. I'm trying to contest the cart. I hear gas. What do? I rewind. I know the cart's like 1.25, but like, hey, look, either somebody else can touch it or not. But at like this low, I'm gonna die to the next shot no matter what. So give myself a chance. Like maybe my team has like a Winston or a ball is about to come in. Don't die here for no reason. Like it's not the end of the game. It's just the end of the point. Rewind here for sure. Like besides that, it's also such an ingrained mechanical response. I hear gasp. I immediately pump rewind. Right? Like that has to be just an physical automatic response. Like gasp / redness, immediately rewind. So now that there's a torp in the game, it's tough. Okay, where can we play? Well, we can't play up here. We can't play over here. We can play this room. That's an option. But we can also bypass the turret and play over here. Right? Especially once they push in a little more. But like, you could go in and take the space and play behind them, right? And not have to worry about the turret so much. But playing up here is a mistake, yeah. I think right away you're like, okay, cool. I would get the mega while you're there, why not? This is a mistake, don't fight from there. 100% not even worth it to shoot that clip. Okay, taking left side, yeah, great. I forgot that this path was there. Has this always been there? I guess it has been. Has it? I guess so. But yeah, I mean, this is a perfectly good path. Yep, go for the Kiriko. Yep, working her down. That's good. All right, you force Swift step. Go for the Kiriko. 130. Yeah, no, now I have to rewind. Right, 91 health. I'm gone because what a headshot kills me here. So we stick. Okay, I think this is a good stick. All right, work the Kiriko. Yep, that's good. No, yep. So play slow here. Like, you see how right now, you see how you're just running in a straight line with the Kiriko? As soon as I blink this way. Because I'm trying to get to the cover. Right? Running in a straight line here is nuts. And that's what gets you tagged. Look at it from her perspective. Right? She's up, she's looking for you because she knows you're still there, right? And she's like, attack, attack. Like, you get tagged because you're running in a straight line at her and you're too slow to go to the left. Because you think, hey, I can just run, like, you're almost like a hunting dog. Right, or retrieving dog. You see a target, you run in a straight line at them. But I can't do any damage from this range. The Tracer can't. I have to get to here before I can do anything. So don't run in a straight line at her and make the shot easy. Right, you get tagged right there. I think this tag is a little unlucky. The Kiriko is still looking at you, which is unfortunate, right? But like your team has started engaging. I agree with this call. Where I play back here and try to get health. Nope, not the Zarya. Yep, go for the Kiriko. Yep, that's good. Alright, Lucio's out. That's fine. Yeah, just chill. So, the Bastion is gonna end soon. Okay? So Bastion's a possible target, the Lucio's a possible target, and of course the Zarya's a target if we can burn her down. With no Kiriko, I think the Zarya is easily the best option because they don't have anything else to save. So, yep, Zarya's dead. So, I want more, right? Go after her, try to kill Lucio, or try to cut them down this way. It's tough though with the turret and Tor being so tanky. So, ulti gets popped, that's fine. Right? I think you use this opportunity to take this room, but if you want to play slow, I think that's okay too. Alright, it's fine. Ulti gets wasted. Yeah, now I'm chasing. Now I'm for sure, like now I want the Lucio. I think this is tricky because your team's being like ultra passive right now. I think actually the best call here, I'm not 100% sure this worked, but I'm pretty sure, jump and double blink and play this spot. I think that's actually what you want to do. Because right here, you don't have an angle, like this is too far away to do good damage. Here, good damage, right? Here, bad damage. So try to get over here and take the spot. The problem is crossing this gap, you're gonna get tagged. Like I can see you want the Lucio, I think you jump and double blink. It's worth it, because you don't actually need the defensive ability of blink right now. Like their team is not a threat to try to capture the point or like push your team. So I think it was worth it to, like after the Bastion ulti ends, right? So that's all the whole ulti, right? Peek. Okay, Lucio's going to the right. Right now, jump, double blink, and now I blow up the Lucio. And I try to chase and get the kill. Right? Most likely you don't get the kill, but your Zarya right click or maybe Moira like damage might get the kill here if you were good about following. Reaper's in, now go, right? For sure double blink in and go, even with the turret. Waiting right now is a mistake. Because Reaper's in. Right? If you see your Reaper in like there, you know you're safe anyway because the Reaper's taking all the focus. So just go in right now and go after Lucio. Yeah. See, now Reaper Wraith form gets forced for nothing. So now you're in big trouble, because now when grab comes, Reaper can't Wraith out of it. Not that he can like leave, but he can like not die. Is that true? I think it still works. So this grab is popped. It's not a good grab. Way too early. But like, when was your last pulse? It was one to kill Torb, right? I think that was a good pulse. But like, this is another example where like, if you're better at farming damage, you'd have pulse by now. Because when this ulti gets popped, like if you have pulse, this is actually good. But without pulse, this is very problematic. But I still think you could have killed Lucio with the Reaper, for sure. Like just letting your Reaper go in like that is a mistake. Like I think what you're thinking here is, okay, we're gonna crossfire them right now, but like they have ultimates too, so they're gonna ultimates and just walk over you, and then you're in big trouble. Yeah, not a lot you can do here. As soon as you pop grab, I immediately have to blink out of that. Beat gets popped by them. Molten Core gets popped. I think you have to kill Lucio right now. So we've lost 2. You must get kills. So when we talk about the risk versus reward spectrum, okay, often I've been saying take less risk, take less risk, take less risk, take tons of risks right now. You are down 2 players. You have to take a risk right now. There's no way you're going to win this if you don't take a risk. Like, this is the final fight. The only eligible target right now is the Lucio, right? The Lucio's with 2 of your teammates. You must kill Lucio right now. Like, that is the only play here, is you have to blink over here and then just one-clip him. Like, you can't let the Lucio live right now. This is disastrous. And I'm not saying you necessarily would win if Lucio dies, but I'm saying that if the Lucio doesn't die, you definitely aren't going to win. So, right now, okay, if you're not going to go for Lucio, hey, look, you get tagged right now. I'm at 35. Use the Mega, right? Right? I mean, like, there's a little bit of risk-taking here. Like, rewinding is obviously safer because you can't get a clean blink into it. But I think, like, in this situation, if you rewind, you have basically no ability to win this fight. But if you take the Mega and the Torb misses the shot, then you have some chance of winning the fight. But once you rewind, like, they're just going to chase you down. Like, this is way too hard to do anything. Yeah, and then they're not gonna win. I think ultimately the last fight, like, you had the chance with Lucio. It's not a great chance. I think the grab was early, but like you could have had pulse for it as well. So like we see like a lot of like half errors here. But like the biggest thing is you didn't need to win that last fight. You just need to win any other fight, one more fight before then, and it never would have gotten to this point of them having any time to do that final push. So that's kind of like the real key, is remember, it's like sometimes you can't win the last fight. Like, there's literally nothing, even if you're replaced with like the best tracer in the world, maybe there's no way to win that last fight. But the best tracer in the world would have made sure that the game was so lopsided that you never had to rely on just one fight to win. Because whenever it comes down to one fight, there's always going to be an element of luck, right? There's always going to be an element of luck. The key thing is, don't have it come down to one fight. It's the same thing that applies to all competitive activities, right? In poker, don't make it all come down to one hand, because you can get screwed by luck even if you played everything else right? In sports, don't have it come down to one score at the end of the game, because then a random bounce or tip or whatever, and all of a sudden you lose the game even if you played well the rest of the time. Make it like so you have a commanding lead, so you can withstand any sort of bad luck that happens at the very end of the game. Okay. Summarizing. So what did we talk about, right? Positioning. We talked a lot about positioning in terms of like how to control those off-angle lanes, like those flank areas, and how to get good access to the back line. 2, timing. We demonstrated multiple times where you were engaging too early, right, without your team, and thus aren't able to confirm kills, or you die, right, before your team is ready to actually even do anything. 3, risk tolerance. A lot of talk about risk tolerance. How risky should we be based on the current game situation? Do I need to be more risky, or do I need to be risk averse? And then the last one, overulting. We talked a bunch about that. Sometimes you don't need pulse. The fight's already won. You could have had pulse for the next fight. All right. I'm going to hold there. Hopefully this is helpful.